Hi, thank you for joining me on this Pearls of Wisdom. This month in my group, and actually also in my life, I have been doing a process that's called organizing your mind to organize your life. I have been going step by step in detail in my group and taking the individuals in my group to the next level of where we actually organize our surroundings, organize our mind, and one of the things that is beneficial and necessary to create the lives that we desire is actually saying goodbye to things, people, places, habits, thoughts, patterns that are no longer serving us. Especially at one point, they might have served us, but they're not helping us become the person that we want to become. My name's Ruth Duran. I'm a certified life coach. I help immigrants create the life and freedom that they desire. And we do this by using the skills that I teach in this Pearls of Wisdom. So like I said, this month in my group, we're doing the work of organizing our life and our mind. We're actually going step by step by what is needed to create the life that we desire. And one of the most important steps of creating something in our life is actually saying goodbye to something that is not helping us create the life that we desire. And the more we're willing to say goodbye to things, places, people, systems, patterns, habits, thoughts, then we open up the space for things that we want to come in. I have done this work 3 or 4 times now with my mentor. 2 times I did it when I was following her group, and I was doing it with her every single month. And then this month I decided to do it again because I wanted to take my home and my mind and everything around me to the next level. I have big goals in my life and in my business, and I decided that I needed to do this work to be able to say goodbye to things that at one point served me. See, when I first did this work, my life was in disarray. My home was in disarray, and I had to go room by room by room, closet by closet by closet, and taking out things that at one point served us. For example, my son's blankie that he loved so much. It served him when he was younger, and now it doesn't serve him. So we had to get rid of them. We went through everything, and we did the first layer of stuff, and we said goodbye to things, which opened up the space, literally, for if we needed more things to come in. We also left space that was open because we didn't need to fill it up. The second year I did this work, I took it to a deeper level. My beloved grandmother, excuse me, left me with a lot of precious stuff. She had things she loved and adored very much. And every time I went to see her, I always left with hands full of stuff. Never failed. And so when my grandmother died, I got to inherit a lot of her things. Things that she thought was very precious and she loved very much. And the second year I did the work, I actually got to decide that some of the things that I have were not serving me. But because they were grandmas and I loved them very much, I decided to share them with other people in my life. So that's what I did the second year. I shared them with people. I gave them to people. I looked at, for example, a mixer I gave my daughter, and I realized she's a baker. I don't bake. So I gave my daughter the mixer, and my daughter uses the hell out of that that mixer, because like I said, she's a baker. I never used it. So I know that my grandmother would get satisfaction and enjoyment that my daughter gets to use it. And so one of the steps of actually letting go of things is realizing that that mixer was not my grandmother. Those dresses were not my grandmother. And that my grandmother would love to see somebody else wearing them. My grandmother would love to see somebody else getting enjoyment from it, and so being willing to let go of it and sharing it and giving it to other people. And so I had to, which I still apparently do, feel the loss of that because of what I made those things mean. This year, I've noticed as I'm going through my cupboards and drawers and rooms, the actual items are not what I'm needing to get rid of. I'm finding there's a lot of thoughts, there's a lot of systems, there's a lot of habits, there's a lot of patterns, there's a lot of stories that I had kept onto. I literally hoarded because of what at one point they may have served me. At one point they may have been given to me by somebody I really adore and decided that they may have got me to where I am today, but they're not going to get me to where I want to be. For example, I pride myself on being a hard worker, but to take my life to the next level, I know the actual act of working hard is not going to get me to the next level. The act of really working on my thoughts, incorporating valuable thoughts into my mind, finding thoughts that may not be serving me, intentionally deleting those thoughts, and then intentionally deciding what new thoughts I'm going to have so that I can feel different, so I can take very different actions to create the results that I want. And so, my friends, this month I've been doing this work. The other part that I've noticed is very crucial in doing this work is actually a concept that I've shared in my Pearls of Wisdom, which is constraining. See, if we have our life open to so many things, we cannot focus on working on one thing. So I started really even diving deeper into constraining. And what this has done for my brain is it's shown me the patterns that my brain had before. So for example, a thought of, but that's not working, more will work. Yes, that thought served me to get my master's degree, but that thought's not serving me to build my business. So seeing that thought and seeing how much my brain wants to convince me, it worked before, it's not working now. So what thoughts, I can decide to delete that thought. Now, what thought's going to benefit me? And it's one that I borrow from one of my amazing mentors. I have valuable thoughts that add infinite value in perpetuity. So what I do is I think that thought and I feel abundant and committed. So, but first thing that we had to do is I had to actually, when we're talking about the things or when we're talking about the systems, create awareness on what I actually have. If it's things, take inventory. If it's thought, take inventory. It's beliefs and systems, take inventory. Which ones I currently have. And then the second part is to decide which ones I no longer need, and then decide to say goodbye to them. Yes, at one point they served me. They're not going to serve me at the next level. So I want to say goodbye to them. And then the third part is actually feeling the loss, the emotion of that not being there. Because it's like, for example, my identity of a person who works really hard. And so my brain going, just work harder, just do more. That identity, it's a loss. But really deciding, no, if I work strategically, what does that mean? And I think about it's somebody said, if you give me an hour to cut a tree, I will spend 55 minutes sharpening the axe. Or the other part, another one saying, if you give me an hour to find the solution, I'm going to spend 55 minutes finding the right question. And so it's that pausing and looking at who do I want to become, and then deciding the old things, patterns, system, actual people, places, things may have served me, but am I willing to say goodbye? Am I willing to feel that loss? Am I willing to regret giving away something that maybe one time I realized I could have used it? Am I willing to feel those emotions? If yes, it opens me up to so many more possibilities. And so this is what I've been helping the people in my group and helping my clients do. Really being willing to say goodbye to things that may have served us and opening up space for new things, new thoughts, new people, new experiences, new habits, new systems, new patterns that will create the life that we desire. So my friends, if you'd like to dive deeper into this, send me a private message and let's schedule a discovery call. Let's see where you are afraid to say goodbye, where you are trying not to feel regret and trying not to feel loss, and see what that will open up into your life. Thank you so much and have a very blessed day.